Hi everyone. Welcome back to an open page with LongTemple. I'm happy to be here with you again, and I'm grateful you've returned to turn another page with me. Today we are reading Chapter 5 of Caramel and Steel, a platinum chocolate romance. Chapter 5: The Quiet Between Conversations. The morning sun spilled across the concrete platforms of Newark Penn Station, gilding everything in a faint orange glow that made the steel rails look almost warm. Mia moved through the rush like a woman who understood her own gravity. Her caramel-hued skin caught the light with a quiet shimmer, and her stride carried the calm confidence of someone who had spent a lifetime mastering the art of moving through crowded spaces without losing herself. Commuters swarmed around her in practiced urgency, earbuds tucked in place, coffee cups balanced carefully, phones held like lifelines. She clutched her tote close and threaded her way through them with steady grace. After years of chauffeuring her late husband to doctor's appointments, hospitals, and pharmacies, Mia had discovered an unexpected satisfaction in catching her own train. Her pace, her rules, her life. At home in East Orange, she had left behind the usual symphony of morning noise. Her daughter calling out reminders from the kitchen, her son-in-law pacing the hallway looking for keys that had been in his hand the entire time. Her grandchildren negotiating cereal brands like seasoned diplomats. It was a full house, full of noise, full of love. But sometimes Mia needed the quiet hum of a train car just to hear her own thoughts. The metallic screech of brakes echoed through the tunnel as the train doors began their slow warning chime. Mia quickened her step. With a small burst of speed that surprised even her, she slipped inside just before the doors sealed shut. A tiny victory. She grinned to herself. Inside, the train pulsed with morning energy. Voices murmured in low conversation. The scent of roasted coffee drifted from paper cups. A trace of cologne and freshly pressed cotton hung in the air. Mia inhaled deeply. There was comfort in this rhythm. After all, she had spent most of her life moving to schedules. For decades, she had worked in cybersecurity at the FDIC, tracing digital fingerprints across firewalls and breach reports, piecing together patterns most people never noticed. Retirement had been the official plan. Rest, they called it. But rest had never been Mia's natural state. These days, she still consulted 3 days a week off the books, quietly assisting Mecklen Bank's cyber-terrorism unit when things grew complicated. She told people she was retired. The truth was, she simply worked smarter now. The train lurched forward suddenly, and Mia reached instinctively for the nearest pole. Her hand collided with someone else reaching for the same grip. "Oh, I'm so sorry," she said quickly, steadying the woman before either of them lost balance. The stranger turned toward her. The morning light from the window slid across the woman's ash-brown wig, making it gleam softly like silk. High cheekbones, poised shoulders, eyes that carried the calm of someone who had learned how to survive silence. Before either woman could speak, something small clattered to the floor. A white pill bottle rolled once, twice, then stopped against Mia's shoe. She bent down and picked it up carefully. The label caught her attention. "Levothyroxine," she murmured. "Is this yours?" The woman's lips curved with relief. "Yes, thank you," she said. Her voice carried a low rasp, warm, textured, like velvet dragged slowly across sand. She touched her throat gently. A faint scar curved there like a pale ribbon beneath the morning light. "I had surgery last year," she explained quietly. "They nicked my larynx by accident. My voice, well, this is what's left of it." Mia handed the bottle back with careful kindness. "I'm sorry you went through that," she said softly. I take the same medication, Mia continued. They only took half my thyroid, but it was enough to remind me how fragile the body really is. The train jolted again, sending both women off balance. They reached for the pole at the same time, then laughed quietly at the awkward dance of strangers trying not to fall on each other before 8 in the morning. Here, Mia said, gesturing toward the open seat across from her. Before this thing decides to throw us again. The woman smiled with gratitude. Thank you. I'm Marlie. Mia's eyebrow lifted slightly in pleasant surprise. Mia, she replied as she sat down. Nice to meet you, Marlie. The train swayed gently as it gathered speed, sunlight slipping in and out of the windows as the city blurred past. For a moment they rode in companionable silence. Two women who had reached the stage of life where explanations were no longer required. Finally, Marlie spoke. It's not just the scar, she said thoughtfully. It's how people look at you after something like this, like you're fragile, breakable. Her fingers rested lightly against her throat. I'm anything but. Mia nodded slowly. She recognized that tone. The quiet determination of someone who had survived something invisible. I know that look, Mia said. When my husband died, people treated me like I might collapse if they asked how I was doing. She smiled faintly. I didn't need pity. I needed purpose. Marlie's expression softened. I'm sorry for your loss. Thank you, Mia replied. She glanced out the window briefly before continuing. It's been a few years now. I live with my daughter and her family. The house is never quiet. Her eyes warmed slightly. But after losing him, I realized something important. The noise of love is always better than the silence of grief. Marlie exhaled gently. That's beautifully said. The train rocked steadily beneath them. Outside, brick buildings and bridges slid past like scenery in a film. Inside the car, their conversation unfolded slowly. Two women comparing notes on survival without needing to perform strength. So what do you do now that you're retired? Marlie asked. Mia smirked. Retired is a technicality. I still work 3 days a week consulting with Mecklenbank's cyber-terrorism unit. She shrugged casually. I tell people I'm off the clock, but they keep calling me back to fix what the rookies miss. Marlie's eyes widened. That's impressive. I can barely manage a group chat without losing patience. Mia laughed. Cybersecurity keeps my brain busy. After 30 years with the FDIC, I can't just sit home watching game shows. Marlie nodded knowingly. I understand completely. I work for the Department of Education, drafting disciplinary charges. Her smile returned slowly. By day, I tame chaos. By night, I'm learning how to enjoy my own company again. Mia leaned back thoughtfully. So we're both still in public service, just trying to find peace somewhere between the paperwork. That made them both laugh, not loudly, just enough to recognize something familiar in each other. The train began slowing as it approached Newark Broad Street. Passengers started gathering bags and adjusting coats. Mia and Marlie remained seated a moment longer, reluctant to break the unexpected rhythm between them. Finally, Marlie spoke again. You know, this is the nicest conversation I've had in a long time. Mia smiled. Same here. A quiet pause lingered between them. Then Marlie leaned forward slightly. Would you like to grab lunch sometime? Nothing fancy. Maybe after work one day? Mia's smile deepened. I'd like that. Phones appeared. Numbers were exchanged. In the process, Marlie accidentally snapped a blurry selfie of the two of them that made them burst into laughter. Friday work for you? Mia asked. Friday's perfect, Marlie replied, her raspy voice warmed by the smallest flicker of hope. The train eased to a stop. They stood together near the door, smiling like women who had just stumbled into something unexpected. When Mia stepped onto the platform, the sunlight felt brighter than it had a few minutes earlier. She slipped her phone into her purse, the new number glowing quietly inside it like a small secret. The air smelled of roasted nuts and bus exhaust. People rushed past in every direction. But beneath the noise, Mia felt something rare settle into place. The calm that comes when life whispers yes after years of saying wait. Across town, in another train car moving in the opposite direction, Marlie wore that same quiet smile. Two women on separate tracks, both moving towards something new. Friday suddenly felt very close. Well, that concludes Chapter 5. Thanks again for being here, and I hope to see you for Chapter 6 of this read. Until then, mwah!